Thank you very much.
Sorry. Rusty, did you feel you had that game won after 72 minutes?
No, we didn't. Because they've shown many times, number one team in the world, shown many times. I remember against Ireland a few years back, they were down and out, and there was a quick charge down from a conversion kick, and they got the next one, they kick it open. Ireland couldn't win them for 129 years, and they won that game. That's New Zealand culture. That's their spirit, that's their fight back, that's how they do things. So I was never comfortable in the match. I thought that we had it in the back.
Rassie, why did you give your whole bench a chance tonight?
Because people ask us to give our bench a chance. Okay? No, I'm just joking. No, look, Willie got concussion. So he went out for HIA and didn't pass the concussion. And I thought Damien really played well. You know, he made some brilliant things when he came on. At 9, Faf was cramping. So at the same time, when Willie had concussion, so it was two swaps at the same time. Obviously, which is big decision making positions, which I think they will learn so much from what they did today against the world's best team. And then Vincent, we subbed quite early because Frans was honest and said he was feeling tired a little bit. And then just the game's pace was the way that we had to try and catch up. And New Zealand is one of the teams that just really step up in the first half, the last 5 minutes, and the second half, the last 7-8 minutes. So, yeah, I thought they did better when they came on their bench. Not maybe because of effort, maybe because of experience more.
Would you say that was the difference between winning and losing tonight?
No, I wouldn't say. I would say when we were in the 22 and Andre was this much short, and a penalty when we wanted to go for a drop goal in the last 4-5 minutes, and we lost. Adisavia stole the ball at the breakdown. If that drop goal went over, the game was in the bag. So I would never blame it on the subs, and if I blame it on the subs, I must probably blame it on myself, because the amount of game time the subs probably got the last few games, or since I've been involved with the Springboks since June, hasn't always been as one would have wished or hoped for, just because of pressure and situation and wanting to win. And I guess that show tonight, where they had experienced subs coming on, really doing well, and our boys were still learning to handle those things. So I would say it had an influence, but not because the lack of effort on their side.
Russell, did you learn significantly more about your squad today? So one must be so careful in South Africa to say positive things after a loss, because I don't want to sound positive after a loss, but I just really think the rivalry is really back. I really think when New Zealand and South Africa run into the field, you're not sure who's winning, home or away, and that makes us proud. Until the last minute, this weekend, last weekend, and in Newlands a year ago, who would have won the game? And I think there's 2 points in the last 3 games between the two countries. We play one more time next year, and then we play in the World Cup in the opening game against one another. It gives me hope. It tells me, listen, if we do a few things right and we give a few more caps to certain guys under pressure situations, I really think we're really in with a chance next year at the World Cup. So, yes, I learned a lot, not just about the players, about myself as a coach and as a management members with me, about sometimes making more bolder calls and sometimes making wrong calls. So, yeah, I learned a lot.
Russie, how close was this first 70 minutes to the best performance for the Boks this year?
I really think it was one of the best tactical performances in a while, and because listen, the way the All Blacks came back, we were speaking about this on the flight back from Wellington, the way the backlash they had when they lost to Ireland in San Francisco, I think, or somewhere there, and then the next week they smashed Ireland in Dublin. I was still coaching Munster then, and we spoke about all the times how they get back after a game like that, and how we would have to match them physically and tactically. And I really thought we really handled them physically and tactically for 72 minutes. But hell, the class team they are, because I can say about all the things that we did wrong in the last 10 minutes, but they did a hell of a lot of things right in the last 10 minutes.
You spoke about intensity and how you need to maintain that for 80 minutes. What do you feel went wrong in those 10 minutes where the intensity signal dropped?
I think obviously the 70 minutes that it went very well. I think we did a lot of the stuff that we wanted to do. I think it's just soft moments, and we just had a little bit of soft moments, and I think that's why they're number one team in the world. They capitalized on the soft moments, and I think that's where we kind of lost it today.
So yeah, considering the way you guys played, do you feel like you deserve to lose this game?
I don't think we deserve to lose again, but I think they really fought well and they took the opportunities when they had them, you know. So I think that was the difference, you know. Just switching off for a split second and they were alert, and it's something that we obviously need to work on going forward.
Kieran, we spoke about how satisfied he was to beat you guys tonight. Like, what does that tell you about your squad and, you know, like in considering how much the rivalry between the Springboks and the All Blacks?
We obviously we've been pushing really hard, we're working hard, and we want to obviously win the respect back, you know. And we've been working really hard with the coaches and the management, and for them to say that it's obviously a really good thing. But we know we want to get better, you know, want to improve, and we obviously want to improve winning. But yeah, we're proud of where we're going as a team.
Rusty, you spoke about the experience, the Ireland team and the All Blacks, and how they got smashed after beating the All Blacks. So, just taking results out of the picture, how pleased are you that in the last 3 weeks there's obviously been a progression in the performance of the team, so there's a bit of consistency and the guys are improving?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely happy with the progress we've made, the growth we're showing, and not just as a team tactically and bonding as a team and starting to understand what our roles are and how we manage games better. And but I think overall, you know, as a country we're starting to believe a little bit more, and the fans are coming back and you're filling the stadiums again. So, you know, the big thing rugby is in South Africa, we would like it to stay the big thing, and we know there's only one way that it will stay the big thing, that everything sometimes revolves around. And we're starting to feel that in Port Elizabeth. We really felt it out here today. So for me, that shows growth, because people are not stupid. South African supporters are not stupid, and I guess there will be a lot of people that's really negative after tonight. But I think there's a few that might have seen that there is growth, and that's something to build on, which we will cling on to, because you know we need hope and belief in this country. And it's a pity, you know, last week or 2 weeks ago when we just lost it, they just lost it in the last minute. We could have won it in this last minute here, you know. So it's nice to grow and to be actually really contenders.
Marcy?
Sia, the coach said, obviously we had to point where you look at the positives after the loss. The coach says rivalry is back, you two teams run in the field and you're now not sure who's going to win. But after leading the way you did and dominating the way you did, that must be really frustrating, coming away with a result like that. How do you begin to process, for want of a better overused term, a result like that?
Yeah.
Like in terms of feelings?
Yeah, it's really tough, obviously, of feeling, because I think as a team, you know, we've worked really hard this whole weekend, obviously the past 5 months, and we obviously won results, but it didn't come today. But yeah, I think I'm really grateful of my teammates. You know, as you say, I've been leading very well. I think that no one ever gives great credit to my teammates. A guy like Andre and a guy like Flo, you know, they really helped me with the leadership. And you know, I don't put there's not a lot of pressure on myself. You know, it's kind of fair leadership, and we will get back to this. You know, it will get better and better each and every single week.
But you're frustrated. It must have been angry. You must
Yeah, it's tough. It's never good to lose with the Springbok jersey. It's tough. We are frustrated. We want to win. You know, we work hard each and every single week because we want to put the respect back into the jersey. You know, it's tough for us to lose. I'm not gonna lie about that. But yeah, we you know, we'll take the positive and move forward as a team.
Yeah. Can I maybe answer on that? I think that's where a team like New Zealand's great. If you look at the stats and the way they dominated us in Wellington, and they lost, and they had to handle that frustration and come back and went to Argentina and win there and come then here on a long flight and beat us here. That's how you handle it, you know. They totally dominated that game there, and we had to make 240 tackles. So if we're sitting here tonight feeling sorry for ourselves after dominating the game for 70 minutes, we're not as good as they yet. So we spoke about that in the change room, you know, and I think that's what's making them number one currently. If we sit here and look at a lot of excuses, we have to go and rectify those bloody faults we made at the last.
Rusty, you talked about what the players have done. How much satisfaction do you get that you are matching a really good rugby coach in Steve Hansen tactically?
I've always thought we had great players, man. When I went over to Ireland and I was involved there with a great club like Munster and saw how things get done there with a limited amount of players, I just realised the players we have in South Africa. and we all have this dream that we can become number 1 or 2 again in the world. And I really think if we start coaching really hard, working really hard, believing in one another, giving all players a lot of chances to learn from their mistakes, because that's what New Zealand does. You know, they stuck to players, and you know, there's sometimes a name that pops up, and you think, why do they back this player? And eventually he plays 70 Test matches. So I think I've learned a lot from the New Zealand coaches as well in terms of backing guys through thick and thin, even if they're making mistakes. So yes, I'm proud not of what I've achieved as the coach. I'm proud that the players' talent are coming through, and we're close to matching teams like New Zealand.
Rapper Vata.
Rassi, just on that, there was a lot of criticism towards your captain at the beginning of the international season and his form. What do you say now about him and how he's really come on as a player in his position?
I think the big thing is you never want to win. You're never out there to prove people wrong. You're always out there to make the team win, and then try and coach the team to win for South Africa. So if somebody doesn't disagree with you and you say something different, it's not because you want to win an argument with somebody. I've always backed him. He didn't play too well in June, he knows that. We had a lot of one-on-ones about that. But he had this new captaincy thing and he had to get used to that. And now he's running into spaces, running over players, putting guys away. Blowing 2 tries last weekend when he ran through them and could have passed the ball. But he's playing, he's matching his leadership, and that's wonderful. You know, he's settled in the position, the team is comfortable with him. You know, the way he spoke afterwards in the change room tonight, I'm proud about that. So, you know, we don't want to prove people wrong, we just want to get one another better.
Thank you, Rassi. Thanks, Ian.